What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 97 of the Game Moose podcast. We're only 3 weeks away from 100. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Tifford, alongside Rocksteady, Drew McMillan.
Yeah, like the rhinoceros?
Like the rhinoceros from Ninja Turtles.
Good call. I like him.
I could see that.
Yeah. And B. Brock himself, Brock McLaughlin.
Sorry for those watching at home. I don't want you to get confused. Ryan is now in the center seat, and I'm over here on the side.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, it went so well last week that we just decided to change it up, I guess.
It's going to get even weirder. Don't worry.
It is.
It's about to, because we're joined by special guest, Lord Shredder himself, Sean Capri.
Oh.
I'm here for the weirdness, and now I can really connect with Brock because I also don't know what to do with my face while you do the whole intro.
Right? It's weird and uncomfortable for everybody.
Well,
I'm just kind of waiting for your turn, I guess. So
That's how it goes, man.
yeah, exactly. Well,
wait for your
especially when
turn.
you're a floating head like Sean is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, of course, thank you for joining us, Sean. You're the second. This is your second appearance on the show.
I'm working my way in. Eventually, I'm just going to start showing up on recording day. And you guys will be like, I guess we have 4 people now.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Exactly.
Ryan has a nice couch you could sleep on.
Yeah.
There you go. Next time, I'll be there with you.
Yeah. That's actually true.
We are talking about making that happen, aren't we?
Yeah. It might be a thing.
Yeah.
So, on today's show, we are going to talk about the Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta happening this week.
That's a thing.
We're also going to talk about Cuphead because Brock was not here last week to talk about Cuphead, so we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Street Fighter V Arcade Edition because why not?
No.
We have to. 'Cause it's
No.
dumb. Yeah, okay.
And how mad we are at Capcom.
Yeah, so first of all, before we get into the show proper, I wanted to remind everyone, today is Canadian Thanksgiving.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's the Moosgiving up in here.
That's true.
Yeah.
I forgot.
We are giving to you,
The Moosgiving.
audience,
Yeah.
our wisdom, our sage advice, our handsome good looks,
Well, I don't know about that.
our
Yeah.
dulcet tones.
Shit you should be thankful for.
Absolutely.
Us.
Yeah.
Us.
Yeah.
Thank yourself.
We built
for-
this
for
country
me.
on rock and podcasts.
That's right.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Sean, how has your Thanksgiving been? How is Thanksgiving for you?
I'm still trying to fit into my pants, guys. I had dinner at my folks' house. We had everybody there with babies and people, and I've been trying to watch what I'm eating lately, but like it was all bets were off. So
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was nice, man. It was everything's shorter though. With a baby, it's kind of like you show up when you can leave out of the house, and then before you know it, it's kind of time to take off. So, but it was nice. It was just kind of fun to watch some. Well, the CFL football was in the background. I don't know what your guys' take is on CFL football. I think it's kind of a joke. But I don't want to bash too much Canadiana here.
Well, you are
but yeah, it was
appearing on a
very
Canadian
Canadian
podcast.
Saturday. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a CFL fan, but I just don't really follow football just in general, whether it's CFL or NFL.
Who has
I don't
time
think
for
it
that when
matters.
you've got Final Fantasy 12?
Well, there's also hockey too. So
That's
there you
true.
go.
I was just
And-
trying to work in a reference for you.
It was
Well-
it's Final Fantasy 14, Sean.
Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood.
God damn it.
Yep.
Hey, if anything, you brought this up.
You brought this upon yourself.
This is your fault.
In fact, I wasn't even planning on mentioning it, even though there's a big patch
Nope.
tomorrow for it. But Brock,
You're welcome.
Sean brought it up.
That's
so
all.
we had
That's
to-
all I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's the whole show. All right,
I'm
bye,
out.
Sean.
See you guys.
At least you didn't mention Bubsy, so at least you got that going for you. Right?
That's true.
So-
I did not mention Bubsy.
and how about you, Drew? How was your Thanksgiving?
Very good. I'm on a very strict diet, so all I ate was turkey and beans, green beans. It was nice.
Nice.
Everyone else around me was eating pie, and they're like, "Don't you want some?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "You can have a little." I'm like, "No, I'm good. I feel good."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
That's hard to do, man.
I've dropped a ton of weight, so I got to stick to it,
Good
man.
for you.
You got to keep
Yep.
going.
Nice.
I believe in everybody. If they want to be happier and healthier, that they can do it too.
Cool.
Let me be your inspiration.
Yeah. Although I haven't had. I just don't know what to do with that. you
Yeah.
know? I can't think of a good segue.
I'm just
now.
trying to be positive, man. I'm trying to bring positivity back to the
If
podcast.
that's what you call what you were doing just now,
Or maybe being a little weird. I don't know.
maybe is it time for Game Most After Dark again? Is that what this
Oh
is?
yeah, we should do another episode of Game Moose After
see,
Dark.
I took an edible and then ordered a bunch of pizza and pie, and then called my mother and had a lovely Thanksgiving.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, the pie didn't go in my mouth, but it got on my body all right.
Yeah.
Jesus
While you were on the
Christ.
phone with your mom?
What? No, it was about 20 minutes after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it
Yeah.
like an American Pie kind of thing?
Remember
that
exactly.
movie?
It was exactly that.
God, that
Yeah.
movie's so old.
You know, but my father
Now
didn't
we're all
walk in
picturing
and
it.
catch me.
Yeah. No, you just can't get away from that.
Mm-hmm.
See, here's the thing. It's situations like this where people. I went home for Thanksgiving to see my family, and they kept asking, Ryan, where can we see your podcast? Can we watch an episode of it? I'm like, I don't think we should really watch it with children around.
We don't really record it.
Yeah, it's more just in Brock's head. It's his fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how this works. Yeah.
You think you need a
Yeah.
deeper dish on that apple pie, by the way? Like,
Yeah,
that was pretty.
You clearly have not seen my penis online.
Yeah.
It is very small.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brock was telling me what size it was the other day, and I was like, "That's great."
I mean, there are just some things you need to know.
Yeah.
What are we? 6 minutes in. All right. Awesome.
Well, we're
Hey,
just trying to warm you up to the show.
I
That's gonna
measured it
happen.
to a device recently and then realized that I could just tell people it's that size.
yeah.
And then he told me. Yeah, he told me. All right.
Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. What are we
Yeah.
even doing here, folks?
It's been a weird week, man.
Yeah.
It's been a really
for all of
fucking
us.
weird
I
week.
mean, as you can tell, it's been.
It was just another week for me, fucking a pie
you.
and
That's true.
eating some pizza.
It's also weird because we're recording on a Monday, which
Yeah.
usually doesn't happen. A holiday Monday too, so
Yeah.
we're all just kind of like, just want to go back to
a
bed.
weird long weekend for me.
Yeah, except for Sean, who looks very energetic, even though he has a child.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is it. It's 2:00, and I didn't have to go to work today. This is awesome, man. Are you kidding me? I've got my
Right?
Dr. Diet Pepper. Wait, Diet Dr.
Nice.
Pepper.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm on a Dr. Pepper kick lately.
I
just-
love it.
Not sponsoring this program at all.
Not
but
like Chipotle.
we're open to offers. So send us an email anytime.
You know, the Game Moose contact page is open 24/7, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
true.
Over at game-moose.com.
We went to that Shadow of War thing on Monday too.
We did.
do that.
Yeah, that was
did.
fun.
Yeah,
I don't
Brock
re-
made that video.
Yeah, we met orcs.
Looking real good there.
Yeah, I looked real drunk in that video. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
may have been because we maybe had too much fun at that event.
Yeah,
we
that's
did.
awesome.
There was a lot of tequila and orcs.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
now,
makings of every great party.
Sean, are you gonna play Shadow of War?
This is probably not a day one thing for me. I have so much already, man. Like, and
There's a lot
I
going on.
feel like this is something that, based on the Shadow of Mordor, it'll be cheap before you know it. So
Yeah.
especially with, like, I'm actually a little bit more excited about The Evil Within. I think Mario Odyssey, South
Yeah.
Park. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. I anticipate playing this game, but I don't know if it's an $80 day one, move everything else out of the way kind of thing.
Shadow of War. We had a chance to play it at the event. I didn't play it for very long. The problem is, like, I don't think it's a game that cross sections very well.
No.
Yeah.
Because it's all about building your army and making choices. It's all about the long game. So we haven't really had a sense of how that. We know what the details of that are, but how it actually feels.
Yeah, it's
so.
tough to demo that type of game in like a 15-minute demo at an event. Like, it's so hard to do that. It's just like an MMO or even like something as big as like The Witcher or Metal Gear. Like, that's sort of tough, or even Zelda. Like, it's tough to sort of win someone over at an event. Because I know we weren't super positive about Zelda
No.
at the event we played.
Absolutely
And,
not.
but then when we actually got the game, it was amazing because it's Zelda.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shadow of War, speaking of Shadow of War, segue. We're going to actually talk more about that next week because the three of us are all going to be playing it this week at some point. So get excited. We'll talk about it more next week.
Get excited.
Well, I
Yeah,
could just say
I-
hashtag get hyped. But,
There
you
it
know.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, too many catchphrases.
That's what I came for.
Speaking of
what she said.
catchphrases,
Yeah.
segue. Brock, you played a little game that we talked about last week with Camille, Cuphead. Tell people why you like Cuphead, why it's amazing, why you have a Cuphead tattoo.
Oh man, I got the tattoo and what a regret that was. I don't even like the game. It's so
Oh,
hard.
no.
No, I'm kidding. I love that game. It's so fantastic. Right here's the gun show tattoo.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. It is a very fun game. It is extremely hard, and I have to play on simple for the most part. But it is everything I'd hoped for and more. Yeah, I really like the platforming levels a lot. I know they've kind of got a lot of scrutiny. I'm not sure what your guys' take on it. Do you guys just like the boss fights or the platforming?
I actually really like the platforming. I really like the bosses more though. Like I think that the platforming is great, but I feel like they're too few and far between, and I almost wish like the platforming was connected with a boss fight at the end. Like
Oh my God.
Now,
it's like half a level.
if I remember correctly, when I first played Cuphead, the platforming did lead into a boss fight at the end.
Okay.
And that seems to be changed. I
Yeah.
could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure like 2 years ago it was like that.
Yeah.
And that's how it was. You got through the platform and then you got to a boss. And it would also be nice to have checkpoints.
Yeah.
That would have been
you don't need checkpoints. It's fine. You just get to that end of that freaking three-headed dragon, and then you just die like at the very end.
Yeah.
And then have to do the whole fight over again.
There's a lot of strategy that goes into it, and planning your kind of attacks going into it is very important. I really rely on the extra heart. I mean that definitely goes a long way.
But you do less damage then.
I know, but I need it.
Yeah.
I need that heart.
Nice.
The music is incredible. The story is really fun. I love the Dice Man. That guy is awesome.
Yeah, that King of Dice or whatever.
Yeah, his song is so good. It's a really, really, really well done game.
Nice.
It exceeded every expectation. But yes, I wish there was more platforming.
Yeah.
100%. There's no talk about DLC future for it yet, but hopefully we'll get something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it took forever for the game to come out, so I kind of feel like we're not going to hear about that for a while. But yeah, like I would love more content. Sean, what about you? Have you been playing Cuphead?
Dude, this is like my number 3 game of the year. It's Zelda, Destiny 2, and Cuphead. And honestly, like you should almost even take into consideration originality. And if you just kind of like said anything that was part of a franchise is not allowed, then it's probably Cuphead number 1. Like it has to be, I guess, by that logic. This game, I was saying to Brock actually before it came out, he's like, "Hey, are you pumped about this thing?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. Like I've kind of been staying away from a lot of the gameplay. And even when I watch the gameplay, all I hear is that this thing is balls hard, and you don't really get a sense of, like Brock was saying, like the strategy, the items that you can choose, or the weapons that you can choose, the loadouts, and just kind of that learning how to beat these levels and like why that's so rewarding is totally unique. It's not like Dark Souls. It's not like really anything else. And I think that this is so strong for the Xbox's lineup. I wasn't thinking that it wasn't going to be much more than a blip on the radar, but this has totally like changed my week because I spend a couple hours a night trying to beat the freaking honeybee, like the hive one. It just goes on forever. Honestly, like that was probably 2 hours a night. This is so embarrassing too. It's hard to talk about and still like say that I swear, guys, I play video games. I do play games. But it's just that I've got Destiny right there. I've got Forza. I've got a few other of these games that I could jump to, but maybe tonight's the night that I beat that boss I've been wanting to. And that's the magic. With the platforming, it's funny because every time I go into one of those levels, I'm like, not really looking forward to this. It's the same thing with the game overall. I kind of would just rather do a boss battle, and then I get sucked into the platforming levels, and I just kind of want to beat that, and I get a little further and a little further, and just everything about this game sucks me in. So I think, if nothing else, that's the true sign of one of the greatest games of the year, man.
It's some of the best boss battles I've ever like fought.
Yeah.
They are really intuitive and like really creative and hard.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what are these things even doing? What are these characters doing? The frogs like go in each other and then they turn into the slot machine. What the heck? It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, my one of my favorite bosses that I talked about last week is the Candy House and how it has like the 5 different candy people that come out like candy themed bosses, and then it actually starts chasing after you and stuff. It's so cool.
Just when you think it's done, the fucking house comes alive and like attacks you, and you're like, God damn it!
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But to be fair, you spoke of it being hard as if we didn't struggle with it too. Because yeah, I mean, even someone like me who plays a ton of 2D platformers, this game is still really hard because it's like that on purpose because it wants you to die because that's sort of how you learn all the different bosses patterns because there's so many of them and I like how it randomizes them too. Like you're not getting the same patterns over and over again. The only downside to that though is that sometimes that leads to an optimal run, like an optimal pattern, which means sometimes if you don't get the pattern you want for a certain boss, you'll just be preempted to sort of retry rather than going through the effort of fighting the boss for 2 minutes and then restarting. So that's sort of my only quip with it. But yeah, I'm kind of with you guys where I think it's one of the best 2D games I've played in a long time. And I said that about Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment earlier this year, and they're very different games. But yeah, like it's pretty up there with me. I don't know if I love it as much as you guys do, but I do really love that game. I think it's fantastic. And especially, it's awesome too. Speaking of Canadian Thanksgiving, it was made here in Toronto, of all places. So it's just kind of cool that just that type of talent's coming out of Canada for sure.
Yeah. So all the Americans spending their money on it, it's worth like 30% more for the developers. It's very nice.
Coming out a $20 price tag is just incredible deal. Like that is a great game for so cheap. I'm shocked they stuck to the guns and put it out at that price because they could have got away with it a lot higher.
Yeah, for sure. Especially,
but now everybody's buying it though. Like that's the thing. I was talking to Jules Watcham about pricing for a few of his upcoming games, or the collection, the Muds collection, and we're off air talking about like what would you pay for this? I'm like, that is such a hard decision. We take it for granted, especially as like commenters on the industry. We get the luxury of after the fact. We get to see how things sold and relate it back to the price. But like these guys have to come up with a price on their own. They don't know what else is like on the horizon and things like that. It's crazy. So $20 to me, the benefit again of the hindsight is everybody is playing this. $30, maybe not quite so many. So it builds the momentum. So definitely $20 is smart, man. Give them full credit for the great game and great date. Like it landed on a day that everybody wanted to play it, and actually up against even Forza as well. So good for them, man. Full credit.
I want to see what they're gonna do next. Like I know they need a vacation, but I'm like really excited to see like what else is in their brains to like put to the tail. Yeah.
Well, the nice thing is since they have their engine developed and sort of all their assets there, I think it will be less time this time.
Holy fuck, I'd love a role playing game in that kind of style.
Oh fuck, that'd be so cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Be so good.
We'd never get it. It'd be 20 years from now. Oh my god, I'd be stoked.
Oh, so it'd be like a Square Enix game.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but a good one.
By the way, how's Kingdom Hearts going?
Do Epic Mickey in this style, but Oswald the Lucky Rabbit and make it edgy as shit.
Yeah. Disney doesn't make video games though anymore. Don't you
know.
remember? Well, no, they contract people out. So I mean, it could be a thing.
Yeah.
More like Disney, not Infinity. Am I right? That's all I got.
Just gonna
Disney Finite.
Disney Finite.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
No.
Definitely over.
Yeah.
Punch it, Chewie.
We can keep going. Come on, we can keep this going, Brock.
I got nothing. I got nothing anymore.
Speaking of Punch It,
believed in
Chewie,
you.
it's time to talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2. The beta is out this
wow.
weekend. So we've all gotten to play it here. Sean, have you been able to play it all this weekend, or
Like 15 minutes. I played like 2 space battles, and that was kind of it.
Yeah.
I basically decided that I want to buy this game. That's
Wow.
my pet. Just so you guys know, I just want to dive in. I don't really like betas a whole lot. I basically just want to see is there some quality here? Does it grasp my interest? And in this case, it did. And I missed out on the first game. Like I came in way too late, and nobody's playing anymore, and it's solid. So I'm pumped about this one, man. And like it's Star Wars hype. Get hyped.
Yeah.
I didn't play the space battles. I only played the like on the ground battles, and I do not like it. Well, I don't think I don't think it looks polished at all. There's some serious things like guns that need to get nerfed because they're really cheap. Like if you get one of those like walker things, you can just destroy. Like, and you ain't going down.
especially because you run circles around people because they're pretty fast.
And like, I hate when they throw you into a party and like you see your 3 other team members there, but like the animation's so shitty and like their arms are like mishmashing. Do you guys know what I'm talking about from the space battles?
I mean, the space battles, you just see a picture of the ship.
Oh, but you don't like see 4 other team members?
You see 4 other team members, but it's just a ship.
Just the
that
ships? Yeah, but like when you have the ships mixed with the characters, it looks really dumb. And like, it just like, I don't like the menu system. It's like confusing.
You mean you don't like being in a squad with Boba Fett and a chicken walker and
and then you got Rey with her lightsaber in your guy's face. It's like rude. Like giving
These are
him
complaints?
respect.
That sounds awesome.
I was going to
No.
say, this sounds awesome.
It is not. It looks shitty. It's a shitty animation that's like lazy.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I don't believe this.
I do not like it.
Yeah, because I actually played the ground battles as well.
And then you got fucking birds that are sitting on the ground and they go flying into the air and you're like, oh, that's cool. Then they go back and they sit there and they do the same thing every time you're there. The paper that's floating up in the air.
Just like a John Woo movie, bro.
No, it's so
Diving
cheesy.
through the air with doves.
It looks bad. Like the animation does not look good for the flying paper. It looks really stiff.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Now, to be
Ouch.
fair, the animations could be, because this is a beta, even
Yeah.
though it's coming, the beta is close to the game's launch. This could have been like a vertical slice that was
It's
done like
probably
months
the
ago.
E3 beta, yeah.
Yeah, so it might might not have the same level of polish as the full game.
Yeah,
does.
I don't know. I don't find the combat overly. I don't know. I feel like it's a step backwards.
Well, it's a very loose game. It's meant to be
Yeah.
an arcadey shooter. It's not supposed to be like Battlefield 1 level.
But I liked the first Battlefront, despite the fact that there was nothing there. I liked it, but I'm not feeling this one.
Yeah.
Oh man, see, I feel like there's a lot here, and even just in my quick time with it, I'm getting shot out of the sky 100 times over, and then I'm like, oh wait, objectives, right? There are actual things that I need to do here that I can contribute towards, and that's what I think is so great about Battlefield as well as Battlefront is that I don't have to kill people to participate in this. And it's Star Wars, guys. Put Boba Fett next to Rey next to Yoda, and Yoda's flying an X-wing for no reason. Like, who the hell cares, man?
So weird.
Let's just do it. I mean, they already messed him up, making him do all these flips and shit.
Yeah,
just put him in an X-wing too. Why not? This is awesome.
You can have like little blocks on his feet to push the pedals, and a little booster seat.
I mean, how else
Yeah,
is he
he
supposed to
couldn't
fly
use
it?
his mind.
He uses the Force to fly it.
No,
That's what you think.
he's got special shoes.
Why would he
Come
wear
on.
special shoes?
It
It's
counts,
almost like he's on stilts or something.
it counts as a disability.
I think you killed Sean.
Oh man, that's so good.
So
and
speaking,
like Short Round in Temple of Doom. He's got the special pedals so he can reach the pedals. of the
yeah,
car.
exactly. So speaking of space battles, Drew, you and I played the space battles, and it sounds like you did, Sean, as well. What did you think
Yeah.
about the space battles, Drew?
I love them. It is Star Wars as fuck.
Yes!
Great music. Ships look good. It took a little bit of getting used to the controls. But after that, I like that there is like 3 basic classes. There's interceptor, there's fighter, there's bomber. Each play important roles in what the scenario is. And it felt really good to just switch between them depending on like what was in demand. It was really fun. I had a really good time. I loved playing as like an A-wing and chasing down like TIE fighters and TIE bombers and stuff like that. Yeah, I was having a blast. Yeah.
It feels so much more improved from the first games, because that was
Absolutely.
one of the best features of Battlefront 1 that I felt was the space battles, and they just did such a even better job this time.
Yeah,
Like the
they-
objectives are so much more dynamic and
Yeah.
like much better this time around.
Yeah.
Although I always found that the defending team usually came out on top in most of my matches.
Yeah.
I had
Yes.
the opposite experience.
Oh yeah, no,
as an
I did
attacking
too. We
team-
won both times. Offensive team won both times.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. So
We need to play then.
no, this just means that the balance seems like it's probably there then, because I felt sort of the opposite. But
What were you playing on?
I actually tried it on both PS4 and Xbox. I sort of went between them, but again, because it was Canadian Thanksgiving, I think that's why all of us here haven't really put a ton of time into it.
Yeah.
Besides the fact
Pretty
that it's
much.
beta, because Sean, I also feel the same way about betas as you do, where I don't like to invest a ton of time into them. It's
Yep.
more just I wanted to make sure we were able to talk about it here, so I want to make sure we played it. But
Well, especially because like you'll lose all your advancement if there's any, and
they
all
did
that
say
kind of shit.
some stuff carries over, but I don't
Yeah.
know exactly what they didn't.
That's
list
just
with.
annoying. I don't want to waste a bunch of time and then have it all reset.
Yeah.
And
I did
who
enjoy
knows?
John Boyega though. He had that sweet little like. Actually, it was quite long. I was gonna say little trailer. Like he kept going on and on about all these different features. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm in. And I kind of got tired 7 minutes into that little movie
Yeah.
that they did.
Yeah.
There's this
That's-
mode and this mode and this mode and this mode. And
now I'm
this
checking
hero
my
and this hero,
phone.
and you're like,
Yeah,
we get
exactly.
it, John Boyega, you're a Star Wars guy.
Yeah,
Come
but
on.
he was also like a big critic of the original Battlefront, so that's why I think they sort of tasked him because he was also very angry there was no single player in the original Battlefront.
That's
See,
the other
that's
reason
what-
I'm excited about.
That's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the story mode.
That's the thing
Yeah,
I'm most
man.
interested in.
It
Yeah.
does sound very cool.
Yeah,
He plays a super hot Imperial badass commando lady.
yeah,
Looks
I'm
like she
into
just
that.
kicks ass.
and I mean
Yeah.
it's written by Mitch Dyer, so what can you say? It's gonna be great.
Yeah, Mitch Dyer, he's a legendary writer. He's
You be
got
quiet.
so much under his belt.
Oh my God.
He's the man who said at one point there would not be a Battlefront 2 ever, so he just went and wrote it instead.
Right.
He
Well,
knew
good
at
for
that
him.
time. He knew what was going on.
Oh, of course, of course,
He was just throwing us off the trail.
that's true.
That's right.
Us sneak fuck game journos, as it were.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm quoting Ubisoft now.
Yeah, exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen at home, if you're watching this on Monday when this goes live or later on, the Battlefront beta runs until Wednesday. Brock confirmed it before the show. I think they
It's
just tweeted it out.
extended.
Yeah, they extended
Yep.
it. So make sure you jump in there if you're interested and check it out. Because, yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, we all kind of agree, except for Brock, that it is fun, but you should try it for yourself, for sure. So then you know whether or not to pre-order it, I guess.
Don't pre-order it. Don't pre-order games.
Get out there.
Oh, you got to pre-order things.
No,
Live
you
while
don't
you're
pre-order
dying.
the games.
Then we'll know if you.
This game should have like the best pre-order bonuses. Like the toys that you should get by pre-ordering a Star Wars game should be better than anything on the earth.
They also
we should get like an action figure for Imperial Commando people.
Yeah.
You should get Yoda's little like blocks that he needs.
Yeah, for his shoes. You have Lord
I'd
Yoda.
actually like to see him take his like little wood cane and like kind of like snap it in half and then tie those to the bottom of his feet instead.
I'm sure if George Lucas would have given us another movie, he probably would have done something stupid like that.
Special.
Do you think you fly a
pre-order
plane with
bonus.
pedals?
Like Weekend at Yoda's or something. It would have been horrible.
Except it's just his clothes, because like when he dies, he disappears.
Well,
Luke has to use the Force to move his clothes around to convince everyone he's still alive.
This is so stupid. I love it.
I mean, maybe this will happen when they do the Yoda spin-off movie eventually, when they decide.
Yeah, the Ron Howard presents Yoda story.
The spin-off movie should be just all of them dead, all the Jedis after they die, and it's just the story of the ghosts hanging out and like showing up at random parties and stuff.
Isn't that the plot of Yoda stories on the Game Boy Advance? Is that how that works?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just the ghost sitting around going like, so like now,
No.
now what do we do? No, it's not.
That sounds like a bad LucasArts game.
You could
It
have had me,
does sound
man.
like a bad LucasArts game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of LucasArts games,
Ooh,
segue.
sexy ghosts though. Would there be any sexy Jedi ghosts?
There might be.
I'm into
go.
that.
Sexy
I'm
ghosts.
in some ghost sex.
All right.
All right.
Just
Moving
like Dan
on.
Aykroyd.
We're gonna move on to what we've been playing this week because 'tis the season for a ton of fucking games to be out. We're sort of in the calm before the storm right now because we only have 2 major releases this week, but from the weeks to come, there's going to be a ton of great games to talk about. So, Sean, start us off. What have you been playing this week?
I'm still, like I said, plugging away at Cuphead. I should be doing a review on that at some point, but I feel like I should probably beat that. I've played quite a few hours of Forza lately. I don't know if you guys jump into the
have
racing.
I don't think any of us have played Forza, actually.
Nope.
Nope.
It's sitting
I'm
on my hard drive.
I'm so confused because there's no better racing. And this is probably the easiest game, the easiest racing simulator for anybody to jump into. And the cars, there's more cars than ever, and the dynamic weather and everything looks great. But as somebody who's played 5, 6, and 7, 6 I think is better, guys. Especially, so I would say if you're not like a hardcore fan and you need to have like the latest thing, Forza 6 was just like $20. And this is like basically the time to say Forza is better than you think it is. If you've been sleeping on it, you need to play it because you almost treat it almost like an RPG where you play and then you get some XP and you unlock new cars, and it's just kind of like the gameplay loop in Forza is excellent. But Forza 7, you guys have heard the news about all the microtransactions, and
How
it's
could we
really
not?
unfortunate.
All the
It's
chests.
just the thing is, like, I don't really care too much about microtransactions in general, but the thing is that it took the place of one of the key things that I think makes Forza so amazing, and that's allowing you to start out with all the driver assists on. And what would happen is, like, you'd have your racing line on and all the steering assists and braking and all these other things that make the game approachable, and you would get 100% credits or XP. And then so you don't get dinged for having them all on it. That's the baseline. And as you start to graduate in your skill level, like you turn off the full-on racing line to maybe just tell you when to brake, you get bonuses that way. And it was such a great feeling to say, like, I don't need all the help, and I'm starting to get more, and you gain momentum as you go through it. But with Forza 7, they replace all of that with just the mods and just the things that you get out of the loot boxes and the prize packs. And to me, that's just really, really too bad. That was the key difference. And like everything else is very similar. Lots of tracks, lots of cars. The racing is great. But I really like the graduation system that was there before. I thought it was super clever. And in my opinion, it was what made Forza top of the class, and they got rid of it. So I like it. But that's the situation there. And the other game that I'm playing, guys, is a PlayStation game. You may have heard of it. A little indie darling called Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
That's that small little, that's a little operation.
Nobody
Put that
heard of
together.
it. So I like being a taste setter in this sense. Like I like to
Yeah.
bring you guys, games you've never heard of and just
Yeah.
let you know what they're all about.
I mean, no one on
Absolutely.
this show has written a review. For
No, no.
That's right.
I really appreciate that you're throwing that small studio Naughty Dog a bone because they really couldn't use it.
Naughty Dog.
That's
and
right.
Bone.
Oh, that's really good.
I'm
I'm an
too
old
tired
man.
to make a pun that good. That was totally by accident. Yeah.
I skipped a lot of this one. I was hearing so many mixed things about it. Some people were like 10 out of 10, Uncharted is the greatest ever, and then other people maybe went in with expectations a little too high. I'm probably about 4.5 hours into this thing, and I'm really getting I feel like I might even be at the end.
You're probably at the end. It's really short, man.
Yeah,
I
so a
finished
couple
in 4.
things. I must be right there. Actually, I was looking at my stats and it said I've been standing still for a half an hour, so I must have left it on at some point. That happens with the baby. I'm getting like Uncharted 1 vibes for sure. Maybe it's just the setting, everything but all the truck driving, and I don't know. How did you guys feel about all the? I don't like the truck driving. I feel like Naughty Dog is really kind of like testing this open world thing out, and it's so clear that they haven't nailed it yet.
I really
just
don't like the driving.
Yeah, man.
I really
and
don't like it.
There's also different objectives that I can be doing. There's a bit of a wild goose chase that I was on, finding like 11 tokens and stuff. And I just don't think that it allows you to discover what you should be doing next very well. I would like almost like a journal of what's my main objective, what's the side missions. And this seemed very much like just a test run. But they're charging people for it, which is sort of like maybe Ground Zeroes in a way, but on the other side of things. But ultimately, it's awesome. I love Chloe. I don't like Nadine. That's
Nadine.
her name, right? Yeah.
I don't like Nadine
But I don't
either.
think I'm supposed to like her. I think she's lame and boring. But Chloe, give me more games with Chloe, man. She's awesome.
She's so good.
So I'm basically very much enjoying my time with it. And Uncharted is like comfort food for me. Like I don't have to learn anything new. It's gorgeous, and the gameplay to me is good enough. You can pick apart, I think, some of the platforming or some of the shooting, but Lost Legacy is a perfect game to rent from your local Canadian library, guys. That's how I've got it.
Or a red box near you. Which
I
don't think
do
exists.
not think it's worth the full purchase price. It is far
Yeah.
too expensive. It is a very short game. And now, like what you're talking about with the open world part, there's only that one open world part in the whole game. Like with the side quests, everything else is pretty straightforward.
Right, but you're stuck in an open world. Like
Yeah.
you're not doing like the on rails thing that you're typically
Yeah.
doing with Uncharted. So it's a mixed bag, and they haven't quite figured out how to nail that down. So
I'm not a huge
expect to
fan of
see
the
that in
maps. I'm not a huge fan of the map system either.
I'm generally never a fan of like an actual map.
Yeah.
Like where they lift up a piece of paper. I don't really think that's great.
Oh, but
No.
it brings you in, Sean. It's all about immersion.
It doesn't though. It pushes me away.
Yeah.
It makes me want to play something else, maybe a new Far Cry or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like totally minor gripes because I love Uncharted. I love the puzzles. I love feeling smart because they're not too hard. And you're kind of like, oh, I figured that out. It's that good feeling.
I like the villain a lot.
Mark Wahlberg.
Why am I...
I don't know, he's a crazy badass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You barely see him.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have used some more. I could have used like another
a bit of a
4 hours of
problem.
that game.
Yeah.
It
Well, they
seems-
made it such a big deal, didn't they?
Yeah, it's very it's very short and condensed.
It's a whole game that you're getting for $40, except it's not really a whole game.
Yeah, it's not a full game.
No, it's an expansion essentially, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I haven't tried it out because I just have Uncharted fatigue, where I'm not ready to jump back into Uncharted before.
Oh, man. Impossible.
Before playing Uncharted 4, I marathon through Uncharted 1 through 3 again for like the third time for each game, and then played Uncharted 4, and now I'm like, you know what? I can probably wait. This is one of these games I can wait till next year probably to play.
You should have skipped 3. That's your problem.
Well,
you would have been fine if you just skipped
But
3.
it's a 10 out of 10 game.
Really, I would say you'd skip 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd do
Maybe-
2. I'd do 2 and 3.
Actually, 1's not that bad.
1 is very good. 3's the worst by far. Like it's not even close. 3 is
No, I gotta say 1's
Naughty
the
Dog
worst.
shit.
Oh shit. She's
No.
gonna get real on this podcast. You guys don't agree.
All right.
Ah.
Well, you
Friends
know what?
off.
Just to be different, Uncharted 2 is the worst one.
No, it
No.
isn't.
Right? It's
that was-
usually the
I
best
can't-
one.
It
I
is
can't even
definitely
say that was
not.
a
Yeah.
What are you smoking?
Take
No,
it back immediately. I'm hovering over the hang up button.
I
Get
was
off, get off the
And I'm not
drugs,
sending.
sir.
I'm not sending my audio or video.
Jesus,
It'll make
this
it a
is
real
like
weird
last
podcast
week when
for
I
you.
told Camille I don't like Altered Beast.
Yeah,
It's just
see,
as bad.
that's how we know you have some kind of problem that we need to look into.
I like anime a lot, Joe. I don't know if you knew this about me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hiring a clinical psychiatrist to come in.
You know, I heard at
Watch
game-moose.com is looking for a new host.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
Shit, am I getting
Yeah.
fired?
No,
Yeah.
it's me.
We're gonna get a clinical psychiatrist on the show.
Yeah. We need to deconstruct why I spent a whole season watching Fastest Finger First, a show about high school students who like to go to do quizzes. It's very
Thankfully, we've got that Diet
All right.
Dr. Pepper money to pay for this psychiatrist.
That's right.
Because
That's
I've
right.
had a lot of fucking problems.
Yeah. Game Moose is not sponsored by Dr. Pepper or Chipotle
Or a clinical psychiatrist.
or clinical psychiatrist or DK Books.
No.
All right, Drew, what have you been playing this week? play
Would
much?
would it surprise you to hear that I've been playing some Destiny 2?
What?
Yeah.
Shocking.
I played a little bit of that. Having fun, getting my weeklies up, getting ready to raid again.
How did the Narcats do this week?
I had to bow out of our raid date on what was it, Saturday? Yeah, I wasn't available. Friday? I can't even remember. It's all blur. Yeah, but apparently we whiffed another one. We still can't beat Callus.
Yeah.
But we're getting there, you know. Keep inching up in power level and, you know.
Plugging away.
Yeah.
At least
yeah,
one person on this fucking podcast has to beat the raid. It's
Yeah.
gonna be you.
Yeah.
I want to be raid ready by the time I come to see you guys. By the way.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's do that. So, also been playing Breath of the Wild.
All right, let's do.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, because
Get hyped.
yeah, get hype, motherfucker. So you also played Breath of the Wild because we talked about last week. You
Yeah.
got a Switch.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
happened.
Yeah, so I just I played a little bit of it last time. I really got to sink my teeth into it now. It's so good. Really, really loving it. Yeah, it's a fantastic game. I'm doing my first Divine Beast,
Nice.
which is quite an interesting experience.
Now again, I think we talked about it off the air before, but we didn't say what Divine Beast.
Yeah,
Which one are you
I'm
doing?
doing Ruta the elephant because
Yeah.
I like elephants.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, I like the whole element of you can control a part of the Divine Beast and how that plays into the puzzles, and it's cool. It's a fun game.
I had to use a strategy for that one. That one was hard.
I've hit a wall. Admittedly, I'll figure it out, but I hit a wall for sure.
I think that's what the one that most people start with. But then once you get your first Divine Beast down, then you sort of learn all the tips and tricks, and then when you go to the other ones, they're usually a lot easier.
Ruta was my third or fourth one.
Really?
Yeah.
That was my first one.
That was the last one I did because I actually started.
I just did the bird. Was it on this show that somebody was saying they did the bird without flipping it?
I went to the bird first.
I actually did the bird.
I
without
should
flipping.
have done the bird first.
Let me tell you something, fellas. If you ever get the chance, you flip the bird.
Yeah.
You let them know how you feel. Yeah.
I didn't flip the bird.
As long as
I was so Canadian, I didn't flip the bird in Zelda.
Too polite.
Yeah.
Oh.
You want to be nice,
I
man.
was like,
Yeah.
It's all good. Cool.
Yeah.
And Brock, what did you play this week?
Well, I played that Battlefront thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I can't fucking stop playing Golf Story, and it's so long, and I'm having so much fun with it.
I really want to play that
I
too.
love this game.
That's definitely on the list.
Wholeheartedly love it. I can't stop playing. I'm like, I just went to look, but Switch wasn't. I must be at like 15 hours, and I don't, like, there's still parts of the map I haven't unlocked. This is like a long little game.
Nice.
And it's incredibly funny. I don't think I've really talked about it on the show.
No, this
but
is the first time because you weren't here last week.
It's like Earthbound and Mario Golf for the Game Boy. It is so much. It's so good. It's very satisfying. You can just walk around throwing golf balls in people's faces and like.
Just chuck them.
It sounds like even like the developers take so much piss out of like golf too, and their writing and stuff, and like just the names of everything, and like it's definitely not written for golf fans in mind.
No.
It's just written like how absurd golf is, and yeah, it's really fun. I haven't got to drive a golf cart yet though. That's the one thing I'm missing.
Oh, no.
That's the one thing you're
But
missing.
I think it's I think there's a point that it's coming. Man, there's some weird. There's like a weird like jokes about Hot Topic and like zombies and like.
It's a strange game.
It's really strange. It takes some weird turns.
Just like
right,
Stardew Valley.
right now, I'm being possessed by a ghost while I golf. So that's something.
A
Yeah.
ghost what glove?
He's possessing me while I golf.
There's a ghost possessing you.
Yeah. A sexy ghost.
Is he making you do things?
No, not yet.
He's making him golf.
With the golf
He's
apparently.
making me golf.
All right.
Yeah. There's a few tweaks and bugs, but otherwise it's a really, really good game. And then I've been playing Cuphead.
Hey, you know what? That also reminds me. Stardew's out on the Switch now
Stardew is
too.
out.
I
And
have
only
to go fucking get that.
$16.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So cheap?
Yeah. I'll be picking that. All right. I did pick it up. I haven't started on the Switch, so I got to do that.
I love when the developers decide to make the price the same dollar amount as it is in American dollars, in Canadian dollars.
It's true. It's a nice price
Sounds like
for
more
a
of a
huge
mistake.
game.
Don't
I've
tell
got-
them
Like,
though,
oh,
Sean.
we forgot. No,
That's a human.
I'll
move.
edit that out.
I've been working my way through Danganronpa V3.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's only like 40 or 50 hours, Brock.
Yeah, only. I'm still chipping away at that one.
Are you at least done the first trial?
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I passed that.
It gets faster as you play it. Like,
The game is so. The trials are. This one is so long. Like
Yeah.
everything is so long.
the
Like,
trials are meant to be an event, Brock.
I
It's
see
supposed to
why
be
this
like
is
2
the
or 3
longest
hours.
game. Like this could be condensed. Like it's just too long.
Yeah.
And I really want the story, so I totally using a strategy guide and like just picking out the right answers.
Yeah.
Because I do not want to fail and have to do that shit again. I would be pissed. And I already deleted my save and I had to restart.
Yeah, 'cause you told
and
me
I
your
got
save got
really angry. Because that game is very, very long.
Well, especially the prologue specifically.
Yeah, the prologue is
Yeah.
and then I finally opened my mini SNES.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I've been playing
Ooh.
Yoshi's Island and Super Mario.
Oh,
Super
nice.
Mario RPG, right?
No,
Or
just
Super-
Super Mario so
Oh.
far.
Super Mario World. Hey,
Yeah.
There's Sean showing
Because
us this.
you had a Twitter poll.
Nice. Hey, that reminds me of something. Anyways.
Oh, hey. Keep it to yourself, you fucking weirdo.
Jesus fucking Christ. Well,
Bad enough you tell it that in like private company. I don't broadcast
it took 40 minutes, but Brock has revealed the secret.
Oh,
Be-
God.
all thanks to Sean.
It's the size of a Super Nintendo.
So you have
Is
to be
that-
watching
is
the
that-
video to get the joke.
Oh,
Size of a
God.
So that's just a
controller,
plug to subscribe to our
I'm just
YouTube
gonna-
channel.
Let me just go look at this. I mean, the Super Nintendo controller has the same colors as Game Moose.
Yeah.
So,
They do.
there you go.
Strangely
It is a
enough, so
really
does
cool device.
Brock's.
I also went on GitHub and download the files, but I've yet to do that. But I'm gonna add more games to it, like Zombies Ate My Neighbors,
Oh yeah.
You're already
You're one of
fucking
these
hacking
people.
it.
because it's super easy. So I'm gonna.
I want to know how that goes.
I'm gonna load it up
I'm
with
thinking
shit.
about it.
What do you do it with? How do you get the data on the thing? Is it got like a USB port or something?
You transfer it in the back.
The charging cable is also a USB, micro USB.
Of course. So you can use that for a data connection.
And you could just throw on different games pretty
Interesting.
easily. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's some games I want.
I want UN Squadron. Have you guys played?
Yes.
Tell me. You guys know everything.
UN Squadron is fucking amazing. I always
That's
play
what
as
I've
the
been saying
Warthog
to-
dude.
Dude, I've been
know
saying
this
this
game.
to everybody. Nobody knows what the hell I'm saying. I need it to come on game-moose.com.
I'm looking it up.
I don't actually know anything about UNC.
Oh,
UN
I-
Squadron is Dude, it is so
an
good.
amazing Capcom like shmup game
Yeah.
from the early '90s for the SNES. Like I think it was almost like a launch game. It was really early.
Is it kind of like 1942? Or?
It is kind of, except it has a variety of both R-type, like side-scrolling, and top-down.
Okay.
And yeah, you select from different planes. You have like a Warthog and like an F-16. and
Sorry,
some
what's it
others.
called? I'm looking this up.
UN Squadron. It is so good. I love that game. Sean, I'm right there with you, man.
Dude, I'm like hearing the soundtrack in my mind, like the game fires up and it's just it's so great. It's based on some anime or manga or something. I think
probably.
it's called like Area 88 or something like that. Anyway, this is the game that needs to be on there. It would be such a like nobody knows what it is and what like replace Star Fox 2 and put on UN Squadron
Oh,
and
fuck.
this thing is instantly 15.5 times better
Take all the fucking
mathematically.
Kirby games off this thing. Why are there
Whoa.
any Kirby
Replace
games
Star
on it?
Fox
Whoa.
with pretty much anything. I'd be fine with that.
UN
I do
Squadron.
not need Star Fox 2 on there.
Yeah.
What?
Did you look it up? You need to play it. Get
Yeah,
a ROM
I
of
remember
it right
seeing it
now.
at Blockbuster. It was always in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's a mark of quality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I haven't played Kirby. I don't think I ever did the golfing Kirby game.
Kirby's Dream Cars?
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Is it a golf game?
It's a good golf game, yeah.
Huh.
It's a
It's
mini
pretty
golf
fun.
game. Yeah.
I don't think I ever played it.
I mean, it's not the best golf
I
game,
never.
but it's fun. Yeah.
most of the
I just
games
played
on
it
there
on
I
this
played,
thing.
there wasn't any like big surprises.
I just remember renting it as a kid, so that's how I played it before.
Some sports games would have been nice. Some NHL '94.
Well, that's true. It just means we'll have to just play it here then.
Yes.
I
Just break it off
imagine
the shelf.
getting that shit would
Oh,
be
I
a
put
real
that on there
pain for them
too.
with like licensing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit.
If only there was a way to put other games on there that
If
Nintendo didn't have to
only.
worry. If there's a way to get around the licensing.
I want to
well.
play Zombies Ate My Neighbors and add the Simpsons games on there.
God, that game's never going to be re-released ever.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors?
Because it was a Lucasfilm game.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Or it's LucasArts, sorry.
The weird thing about that game is one of the programmers for that game, I got to see the game long before it came out because he was the person who owned my family's house before we bought it. And we went over for a showing, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you like video games, huh, kid? Let me show you something." And he took me up to his office upstairs, and he was working on the game from home. And I was like, "What?
What?"
And then the
That's
game
so
came out like
cool.
years later. I'm like, "This is mind blowing."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Me and my older brother Kyle used to play fucking Zombies Ate My Neighbors like every day.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's such a weird game, but it's so much fun.
I wish the creepy old people next to me showed me something cool in their attic.
Yeah, that,
No, it wasn't.
it wasn't in his attic. It was in his office.
Okay, well,
I'm waiting for
office,
Brock
attic.
to drop the porn name of this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but soon.
Yeah,
Zombies
this
ate
is
out
why
my-
we need the psychiatrist, because I have some deep-rooted issues here.
Zombies ate my wiener.
They ate out my neighbors.
Oh,
I'm just waiting. Like, come on, it's so obvious.
That's even better.
And it was in that moment the Game Moose crew knew Sean became one of them.
One of us. One of us.
Guys, I'm not joking. I giggle my silly ass off when I listen to this show. Like,
Jesus.
It's dick and fart jokes all day long, but we're okay with it. Yeah.
I'm there. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I had an interesting conversation with someone at the Shadow of War event. I was talking to a fellow game journalist type person, and we were speculating on the genitals of some of our favorite Sonic characters.
Yeah.
And I was like, so like, what color is it? And well, like, it's flesh colored because the blue parts of Sonic are his fur. So you'd have some like blue around the base, but it would be like a flesh colored shaft. And then like, I was like, what's the tip? And I think we came up with a pretty reasonable answer. But then I said, then someone else brought up Knuckles, and I said, whoa, wait a minute, Knuckles is an echidna. Echidnas, their penises have 4 heads.
I don't
One
like that
shaft,
you know so much about this.
4 heads.
I'm so Brock
This shit
hard
is
right now.
God.
So yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't want to have sex with Sonic. It'd be over so quickly.
Sonic would be fast, but Knuckles, how'd you get that weird shaped dick in you? I don't even know. You need a lot of lube.
It could go all over, though.
Yeah. If you're at home right now and you're wondering, just Google echidna dick and just have a good time.
Do they really want to do that?
Not safe for work disclaimer, I would
Maybe we
assume.
won't blindly follow everything that Drew recommends.
I was gonna say, this
Zoological
seems a bit out
study.
there.
Like this is like a legit. This is like inquiring minds want to know. This isn't.
I feel like Tails would be a real cuddler.
Yeah. He looks very
He'd
sensitive.
be a little
He
bitch,
does.
I think.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, he doesn't take charge.
I think Sonic's, instead of the flesh color, I think it would just be red with a little white stripe like his shoes. It'd be exactly the same. You'd be like, yeah, guess what? Those like the swirling of the feet. You're looking at the same thing as my dick.
Yeah,
just-
I can only imagine
Helicopter
that
dick.
while Sonic is fucking you, all he says over and over and over again is "Gotta go fast." He just whispers it in your ear, "Gotta go fast," just repeatedly.
Then when he's done, instead of having a cigarette, he eats a chili cheese dog.
Well, yeah.
Or chili
Yeah,
dog.
for sure.
Yeah, thanks, Jaleel White. Fucking asshole.
He can't help it. He likes chili dogs.
That's fair.
That's how he rolls.
It's not canon though.
It's not.
Yeah. Maybe when he finishes, he says Sonic Boom.
Jesus.
All right. That's my
All right,
contribution.
we're
to the show.
we're moving on, Drew.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
So thank you.
I
for
feel
that.
almost like this was Drew's Twitter moment, because if you've any of you at home follow Drew at D McMill on Twitter, it's a whole lot of this.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But it's it's good stuff.
I mean, it's
you know?
quality.
But with
It's
pictures.
solid gold.
Yeah, to the right person, it's good stuff.
Yeah. You should see my recent very, very deep cut reference to the 40-Year-Old Virgin. So I took a picture of a bag of sand that was
Nice.
made by the company Bag-O Sand, and I said, "Feels like a boob."
Yeah.
I'm glad that that's an actual company that actually exists.
Yes, yeah, and they deliver bags of sand near the Game Moose Studios. So
That part still bugs me in that movie, because that's a serious leap to go from, if someone says that boobs feel like a thing of sand, to he's a virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he felt one
Yeah.
that was like a bag of sand.
Some of them are a
like
little
real heavy.
They're not all the same.
Yeah,
they're
not all
That's-
made equal.
that's for sure.
I don't know how I'd describe it.
Like mine are much different. Mine are like a bag of sand. Yeah.
I don't really touch bags of sand though, so
Yeah. I did that for a living for a while. So.
Maybe like a wet bag of sand?
was that on Tatooine? Is that when you worked on Tatooine?
Yeah. Wet bags of sand, Sean. I think you're onto something here.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have specified
Yeah.
the moistness.
That's why.
Absolutely.
Moist.
God.
Moisture level is always a factor. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you're still with us,
Yeah,
we
it's
have
right.
some news.
Yeah. Well, before that, I have to say what I've been playing, Brock.
Oh, that's right. Ryan played
Yeah,
video games too.
you thought we were going to skip over me, but this week we're not doing that, folks, ladies and gentlemen. You have to hear about, not much actually. I haven't played too much because, I mean, other than what we talked about before, I've been playing some World of Warcraft again. And that was pretty much my whole week besides anime. So there you go. Although, fun fact, people who like Dragon Ball Super, go watch the Dragon Ball Super special that aired last night because it's fucking amazing.
It's
That's
very
all.
special.
That's all I've heard.
It was so good.
Is
Holy
there like
crap.
a cat person and Super Saiyan Dusky Rose?
It's kind of like that, but not really. They have this big universal survival arc going on right now, and last night was like the big showdown of it. It was they had brought in they did this hour-long special. They brought in all these guest animators. It looked incredible.
Didn't Goku learn some new powers?
Yeah,
He did learn a new transformation.
Did he go Super Saiyan Tangerine?
No,
Purple.
Purple. Oh.
He didn't actually go a Super Saiyan level this time.
Oh.
It's got like a new name that they didn't even specify on the show. So
They have to specify. Well, how do I know which toy to buy?
What color is involved? I need to know. That's the important
because they
part.
haven't made a toy of it yet.
Ah.
That's why.
How big is his hair? Actually bigger than the rest of his body?
No, and actually, he actually goes back to normal hair this time.
That's confusing. You
How's my
can't-
I don't like that.
how's my man Trunks keeping on?
Well, you know, he's just hanging out. His
Okay.
universe got erased, but you know,
That sucks.
yeah, he just
I hate when that happens.
Well, he's also named for a pair of underwear, so.
There's that too. All right, let's jump into the news. That's enough about anime this week. See, anime's so good, you guys just can't stop talking about it. I love this.
Good.
So we only have a couple news stories this week. So first one, Bandai Namco has officially announced God Eater 3, the next installment in their post-apocalyptic monster hunting series. No release info or platforms were confirmed, but God Eater 2 came out on PC, PS4, and Vita, so I would imagine at least PS4 PC for this one. There was a short trailer. It was a dude in a Fender cape, which is sort of the organization from the God Eater games, and it looks cool. So I have no idea what it's
God
going to
Eater is kind of like a sci-fi monster hunter.
Yeah, where the world is basically destroyed and you have to hunt down monsters. Unlike Monster Hunter, which is more like fantasy
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Yeah.
I've never played God Eater.
Yeah.
Me neither.
I know some people really like it. I mean, I imagine it's just like Monster Hunter. Like you have to be into that.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
style of game.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't really get into Monster Hunter, but I really liked God Eater 2 when I played it last year. So I'm excited for this one. But we just literally know nothing about this yet, so I don't know if anything's going to be different or not.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Next up, Epic has announced that Fortnite has surpassed 7 million players.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is thanks in part, of course, to the Battle Royale
The PUBG
mode, which was just added basically like 2 weeks ago now, which is kind of crazy.
PUBG mode.
But the number that they specified indicates all players across Fortnite, so people who purchased the game and people who are playing for free. But I think this is probably largely free-to-play players because they said 1 million just the first day. So I can imagine that number is only getting bigger.
That's a lot of people playing this game.
Yeah. And I played, we talked about it last week, but I played Battle Royale, and it's a lot of fun. I can understand why it's popular. Like, I really now want to try PUBG, because I'm excited now that I've played the sort of the knockoff version of it. Now I want to try the real thing that actually has vehicles in it, which Fortnite doesn't, which makes me sad.
Yeah.
So next up, Sony has announced the release date for Horizon: The Frozen Wilds. The expansion will be arriving on PS4 on December 5th. Alongside the release of that is Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, which includes all the digital deluxe version content. There was some extra weapons and other things you got from that version, as well as the base game and the expansion for $50. So
Yes.
seems like a pretty awesome
That's
deal.
really good.
Yeah, the game itself is right now $59.99 Canadian for just the base game right now. So it's cool that the price is even going to go down in December with the expansion. Like, that's kind of cool. The expansion itself, if you buy it by itself, is really cheap too. I think it's like $20.
I'm rarely excited for expansions, but holy shit, I can't wait to play this game again.
Yeah, I still haven't played original Horizon yet. It needs to happen.
I really want to know if it's gonna like pull out like take the loose ends from the end of the story and like work with them, or save that for the second one and this
That's
be a
a good
totally
question.
different adventure.
Yeah. That's
Which
a really
loose
good
ends
question.
specifically, Brock?
I can't talk about it here because Ryan hasn't played. But
I'm
if you
just
play the
kidding.
game, you know.
Yeah, you gotta finish it, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a game of the year contender. You
it's,
gotta play that game.
it's one of those things like
Nope.
you're just playing Zelda now, so I feel like I need to play Horizon.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to play Horizon.
I feel like it's going to be a separate mission. They're going to save that kind of ending for the second one.
I almost like part of me feels like they haven't really said what this is about, but it's probably like almost like Left Behind, probably where it's its own thing. So we'll see. I'm
We're
excited
gonna
to
learn
find
that Alo's a lesbian. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, probably in a shopping mall. Yeah,
It wouldn't be the first time.
sure.
I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this. You should play it.
Yeah.
I didn't love it like everybody else does.
Right.
This is not even close to game of the year for me.
That's
Sean, I will
Hi,
fucking
Andrew.
fight you.
I can't wait.
I'm not afraid.
I'll cower like a coward.
I loved that game, and I love the plot of that game.
yeah.
I love the plot. I didn't like the tribal. So like it's kind of like split into two. It's like
Yeah.
the current setting. I love all the discovery that happens.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the community and the tribal part of it. I
The
didn't
weird tribal
care what
politics.
anybody. Yeah, I didn't care about anything anybody was saying.
Yeah.
I wanted to know what the hell happened,
Right.
and that was like that. There's a mission in it that it finally started to make that turn, and that's when I'm like, okay, you got me a little bit.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get over. There are things that people talk about in the story. I'm like, I was just skipping over.
Yeah.
Don't care.
That's
don't
fair.
care.
my,
fair.
my only wish is I wish you could have walked around and listened to the audio logs at the same time.
Yeah.
It sucked that you had to be stationary because it was really boring.
Yeah.
Just anything.
I'm not saying it's bad. I feel like we need to clarify that if you
Yeah.
say something is not game of the year, you're not saying that it's a pile of dog shit.
There's also a lot
It's
of
just-
fucking games this year that are amazing, though. So I mean,
Yeah.
you've got a wide pool to pick from, even.
Yeah.
But I hear you. Every time somebody said the word shadow carja, I was like, my brain turned off. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, okay,
My
so
face
there's some
was tired.
good tribal people and the other tribe of some worshippers who also murder people, so they're bad. All right, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Next up, and this is a really sad news story. We've only got two more left. Capcom has announced Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, which sort of serves as like a pseudo Game of the Year version of the game that includes the base game as well as all the characters from Season 1 and Season 2, because they added like 10 new characters through DLC.
That's the
But you
first
had to
time
pay
I've ever
DLC.
heard Street Fighter V and Game of the Year in the same sentence.
Well,
Yeah.
it's pseudo version. It's not. It's an arcade edition for that reason, bro.
right.
So it will launch on January 16th, 2018, alongside a new patch for the game that is coming for all Street Fighter V players, not just people with this version, that sort of has an overhauled UI, an additional V-trigger, which is almost like your hyper meter. You have basically two of them to choose from now. As well as the much requested arcade mode is finally coming to this game like 2 years later, Drew.
God.
Get hyped.
I still understand how they didn't launch with
Yeah, it's
that,
like
or
this
what
game
took them
just-
so long. Like, why? How was that hard to implement into your game where the foundation's already built?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it that? Why did this game ship incomplete? It just makes me so sad.
It also
Like so incomplete.
It also
Yeah.
begs the question because they said it was going to be incomplete, so they didn't have to release other versions of this.
No,
That's right.
But now they're releasing another version of it.
Yeah.
So it's
They're like,
just-
don't worry, we'll just patch everything, and then everybody will get everything. Like,
yeah, sort of like Marvel vs. Capcom, which is
Yeah.
also following the same model right now
Yeah,
too.
and that was always the thing that drove people crazy about the previous Street Fighter games. You know, like back, Street Fighter 2 and 3, like you had to buy every single version, every single iteration of that game.
Yeah.
There was
Super
like
Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4 Ultra Deluxe Edition,
Turbo
Street Fighter
Hyper
4
Fighting, Turbo Hyper
Arcade.
Fighting,
Yeah,
Magical Cane Deluxe, Triple Crown.
I feel like you're making some of these up.
Triple beef, all cheese patty.
Oh, that's my favorite edition.
Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
how
solid.
many different versions of this game do there need to be? Street Fighter 4 beta with an extra side of mayo.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I'm hungry now.
yeah.
Jesus.
I'm actually hungry too.
Yeah.
We should get dinner after this.
The whole point is,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, Street Fighter 5 is a game that I don't think any of us really got into.
Like that.
And I hope. I mean, I'm excited to check out this arcade mode, but yeah, I don't think anyone's really psyched for this.
No, this is just pissed off everybody. I think is the short answer.
Yeah, I mean, this is good news for people who waited because I think they said this version is going to be $40.
I don't know if that's good news. Well, it's good. It's again,
it's a good deal from like
it's a good.
$79.
But everybody who's excited about Street Fighter did not fucking wait. They bought it a year ago, and they're mad as hell.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
So
it's all good. Although this actually brings up something I'd forgotten to mention in what I was playing. I also played Marvel vs. Capcom this week.
oh yeah,
You bought that?
Infinite.
Yeah,
Why?
mistakes were made.
Oh.
No kidding.
Is it as bad as they? Because the story mode looks horrible.
Story mode was over in like 3 hours and it was not good.
Yeah.
I mean, the game itself, the minute-to-minute combat is fine.
Yeah, I mean, the fighting game community is like, yeah, no, this is a good game.
Yeah, because it surprisingly, Brock, it has an arcade mode, and
Wow.
the arcade mode is the good mode. So, yeah, it's just the story mode was really bad.
Can you play as Ultron?
You can play as Ultron, yeah. The game itself is fun overall, though.
Excuse me, you mean Ultron Sigma?
No,
Right.
you can play as Ultron
just
Sigma
Ultron.
and just Ultron.
Can you play as just Sigma?
He's a DLC character,
Ah.
and he's not out yet until next week. I
Fucking
think.
sweet.
Yeah, him, Black Panther, and Monster Hunter are out next week.
Oh.
It's an anime version of a Monster Hunter.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Guys, I don't know if you know this, I like anime.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's just give the character a name or something.
Yeah, the character has a name. It's Monster Hunter.
That's not a name.
I know, it's so bad. In fact, they introduced the Monster Hunter character in the story just as Monster Hunter, and everyone's like, "Oh, Monster Hunter, how are you doing?" It's so good.
Everybody's games are so weird.
All right, last news story before we get out of here. Neo has been announced for PC in the form of Neo Complete Edition.
Ooh.
It will release on November 7th, though the pricing has not been announced this time, so we don't know how much it's cost, but it's the base game plus the season pass content as well. They released 4 expansions for it, and they're all pretty good because I played through all 4 of them. The PC version also includes a 60 FPS mode, which was on the PS4 Pro edition of Neo, but it also includes a 4K version as well, so you can try the game in 4K. Brock, I know you and I really loved Neo when we played it. Like a long
I want to
time ago.
replay that before the end of the year.
Yeah.
This sounds like a good time to pick it up.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go back because it's so hard.
You
and
really
I
have to sit
die
down and
over
play
and
it.
over again.
Yeah. But
Things-
man, that game was so fun.
It was really, really good.
Yeah.
Samurai,
And it
Dark
looks
Soulsy.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what it's like in 4K.
Oh,
Like,
you know what?
ridiculous.
I really want to see. This is something we need to make this happen. We need to see Battlefront on like an Xbox One X on a 4K TV because, holy shit, that game looks really pretty. I really want to see what that game looks like in 4K.
Well, luckily, we know someone who's going to have an Xbox One X.
That's true, but I don't
and
know
a
if I'm going to
4K
have
TV.
Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
I didn't think the game looked good at all.
I thought the space battles looked good and like the cinematics and stuff were really
I'm
good.
sure one of the 3 of us will buy it.
Yeah.
And then bring it to your house. and
All
then
right.
We'll do it.
That's
There
I
you
got
go.
you covered.
Capri's
Yeah.
got it.
See,
Capri's
Sean
got it.
Yeah.
will do it when he's here.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's right.
We
Perfect.
got this. Oh yeah, well Sean's also going to have an Xbox One X as well.
That's true.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So just step aside, Brock. I'll take care
all
of it.
right,
Yeah.
cool.
Wait. Can I borrow one of your guys' 4K TVs?
Brock is a 4K TV.
Yeah.
I've got a 4K monitor. I don't even.
I think
know.
that might be what I do.
Yeah.
I might upgrade my monitor to a 4K.
Check it out. Make sure that it has DHCP 2.0 or whatever, because that might cause you problems.
Yeah, because a lot of the monitors don't have that.
They don't support
really?
the
Okay.
HDMI like copy
Yeah,
protection.
because we
thing.
both have 4K monitors that don't support that.
Yeah.
So-
So like I can't.
I see. So EDHP. It sounded like you were describing like a Honda engine for a
No,
second.
it's
Yes, your
called
monitor has to have a Honda
DCHP,
engine in
I
it.
think.
Yep.
That's right.
Does it have a Hemi though?
Yeah.
DCHP. It's like something direct connect something.
Yeah. That's how yeah, and also have support HDMI 2.0, which
Gotcha,
not
okay.
all 4K monitors do.
Yeah.
That's strange.
It's all about. Oh no, it's HDCP. High definition copy protection 2.2 is the one that is a real pain in the butt.
That your
needs.
PS4 Pro or your Xbox One X won't like unless you have it on your monitor.
Yeah,
That'd be so
It
frustrating.
may let you. So I think the PlayStation 4 Pro will let you play games, but not play back.
No,
like,
because on mine it doesn't let me do that.
it doesn't let you do it. Eh?
Because I have a Pro.
Oh.
I've tried it.
That sucks.
No, it does, because if you don't have the copy protection, it doesn't let you do anything with it, except in 1080.
Right.
See, and that seems to be only on Sony stuff. Like Xbox doesn't care about any of that.
Well,
Like it just works.
I keep reading though.
So maybe I don't have to worry about this.
I had a problem with my Roku.
These are all
That's
things
I
that people get upset about with Microsoft usually, but when they do it right, nobody cares. And PlayStation does it wrong, nobody cares.
No.
Just like the Neo not being a real exclusive anymore. Nobody seems to care about that.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Sean, I'm always angry at Microsoft regardless. So that's just how.
Well, then we're going to fight to the death.
Jesus. I don't want that. I'll probably die.
That would be a long, long fight.
Yeah.
There'd be
Yeah.
so much crying.
A lot of slapping.
Yeah.
A lot of
Definitely.
open hand strikes.
Yeah,
There's
it'd
probably-
be,
Actually,
it'd be just
if you-
depressing.
Yeah.
Rot with bathroom breaks.
Yeah.
Lots of
Hey, hang on.
hair
Time
pulling.
out.
In my head, I'm thinking Brad Pitt and Jared Leto in Fight Club, and I'm getting like, I don't even know.
There'd probably be a command.
Dude, I
there or two
forgot
thrown.
about Jared Leto. Good pull.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted.
Yeah, he gets his
I wanted
ass
to
kicked
just-
in that movie.
Yeah,
it's
you're
great.
right.
I wanted to destroy something beautiful.
Yeah.
Rox just doesn't love Jared Leto. That's the problem.
Well, he's so gorgeous, but he's
Yeah.
just such a weirdo.
Yeah.
He's an odd duck. Yeah.
He's a good actor. Don't get me wrong. He's just weird off. He's just really weird.
I kiss him on the lips, but I don't know if I want to spend any time with him. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Depends on.
Yeah. No. No. Be uncomfortable.
Just it's so awkward now.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, what? You won't kiss Jared Leto?
Yeah.
Just give him a little peck and walk away.
I'd be like,
That's
hey,
enough?
what's up? Mwah.
Mwah.
Nice meeting you.
Mwah. Mwah.
That's how I do.
That
That's how I
sounds.
get
Ryan's
arrested.
like, what do we
Just,
do?
just
I'm
like,
like,
in,
what
just
ki-
like in Dallas Buyers Club, right in the list.
No, it's more like I don't need to know these kids' kissing strategies for Jared Leto.
You should, though. I feel like these are top level strats.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe I need to start thinking more about this. You know.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's
Whenever
what
I
I.
eventually
That's
go
what I
outside
think
again.
about a lot.
Yeah.
Kissing Jared Leto.
Yeah. Maybe when I go outside again.
See, he's such a good
Maybe
actor,
that
though.
won't.
I seem to think that he actually has all the afflictions that he plays. Like, it's like, do you really have the HIV? Do you have, like,
Probably.
speed drug addictions?
Probably.
Yeah, like, maybe. That's maybe why you just give him a peck and walk away.
Wait a minute, the HIV?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that
they-
what cool kids call it?
Yeah, the HIV.
Do they call it that?
Yeah,
in
is
that
Dallas
actually
Buyers
a
Club?
thing?
I don't know if they call that in Dallas Buyers Club. I don't think so, but
No, they weren't. They took it out. They thought it was offensive.
I'm clearly not hip on the new slang for
HIV.
the human immune virus.
Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. I'm HIV positive.
So happy we could laugh about
Too
that.
soon.
South Park, guys. Oh my god, I can't wait for that game.
Yeah.
It's soon. It's soon. We're gonna talk
Speaking
about
of that, that's like almost like games that are coming out this week.
Yeah, that's
Well,
real
it's
soon,
actually
man.
next week. But
Oh.
we're gonna talk about what's coming out this week.
I thought I'd
Can't
do
Nice
wait.
segue.
This is
That's
why I don't
you're
do this is why I don't
0-2,
do
man.
segues.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Proud of you.
I'm sitting in your seat. I felt like doing segues.
Thanks, Brock. All right, so coming out this week, Middle Earth Shadow of War is out this week. The Evil Within 2 comes out on Friday,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I'm excited about. Yeah,
Yeah.
Shit your pants.
fucking right. It's gonna be sweet.
Again, Drew.
Sorry. You know, I just keep playing those scary games, making me poop.
Just poop.
Yeah. Poop right in them.
The Flame and the Flood comes in Nintendo
I've
Switch.
never got that. I think I have that game downloaded on both Xbox and PS4.
What's
Never got into it.
The Flame and the Flood?
It's an indie game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Echo, which is another indie game, is coming to PS4 this week. It's on PC. It's like a sci-fi survival horror game. It looks awesome. I can't wait to
Looks cool.
try it. Yeah. Raiden 5 is coming to PS4 and PC. It was an Xbox One exclusive for like a year and a half, but it's now actually coming. It's a shmup.
It's the shmup of shmups.
Yeah, it looks like a really hard video game.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never played the first four.
Probably for the best.
No, you almost certainly have in an arcade somewhere and just didn't know it.
Oh.
I guaranteed you did.
Yeah, it's an old arcade series.
Oh,
Think about long horizontal monitors.
Yeah.
okay.
And you're a ship. You fly a ship in that game.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
shipping it.
I'm out.
You shoot up. You shoot 'em
Oh.
up.
Yes. Very
Yeah.
good. Axiom Verge came to Nintendo Switch this week. We're also going to mention Oxenfree as well because we missed both those last week on last week's show. But yeah, they're both on Switch this week, which is pretty awesome. You're giving a thumbs up and a thumbs down? How does this work, Sean?
I was giving 2 thumbs down for Axiom Verge. I think it's overrated.
Yep.
And a mixed review on Oxenfree. I don't love it. I don't hate it.
Oxenfree is 2 thumbs
Oxenfree
up.
so much.
2 thumbs right up there.
Yeah.
I didn't like everybody's interrupting each other.
Yeah.
Just let me hear what that person's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. I'm with you on Axiom Verge though, Sean. Where it's like it kind of felt like a Metroid game that wasn't finished or polished enough. So that's
Yep. Polish is
yeah.
really it. And it was one person who made it, so I don't want to like throw a whole bunch
yeah,
of shade because
for
that's
sure.
that's balls hard. But yeah.
yeah.
Nah.
There were parts of it that were just so weird it was unsettling, but it felt like it was weird for weird's sake, not
Yep.
for any point,
Yeah,
you know? So
for sure.
like a giant squid head
Yeah.
that moves you around.
Last but not least, out this week, the Gran Turismo Sport limited time free game trial. It's up today on October 9th until the 12th. Get hype, motherfuckers, because I'm excited.
Oh
to
damn!
play
I
this.
didn't realize it was today. I don't even know what day it is
Yeah,
today.
the progress carries over to the full game from the demo as well. So that's why I'm excited for it, because
Oh, I gotta get that.
I got to get that on because I'm really excited for Gran Turismo. It's my favorite racing series, so I'm excited to play it.
All right.
I'm probably the only one who's ever going to see that because
Yep.
Yeah, I don't really.
I won't be playing that one.
yeah, it's all good. Sean, will you be playing it? Because I know you like racing games.
Well, I like Forza. I think Gran Turismo is also overrated. I want to play it just so that I can cement my opinion that Forza is better.
This sounds fair. And to be fair,
Also, you know what Sony's really good at is development hell. They always,
yeah.
when they spend like forever developing a game, it's always amazing. Like A+ stuff, guys.
I mean,
played some
so
of this
I'm sure
game.
it'll be.
Sorry, I got distracted. I played some of Gran Turismo
yeah.
at the Sony thing a while
Oh
ago.
yeah, that's true. You did.
What'd you think?
I was not impressed. I found it
Yeah.
really boring.
That's true.
I
You're waiting for,
I
like,
just drive
red
around in a
shells?
thing, and I'm like, okay, it just in circles.
Yeah. Forza Horizon was like the last racing game I really loved. But yeah, I haven't
That was
really
my game
tried
of the
it.
year last year.
Yeah. So
If I wanted to run around in circles, I just do that in real
that.
life. 'Cause seems to be my thing.
Good one.
they probably
Thanks.
stuck Brock on the Nuremberg driving a Land Rover. That's what probably happened.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that just meant, but okay.
The Land Rover is like a really dumb SUV,
Oh, I know the Land Rover is.
and the Nuremberg is like the longest track in the world.
It's called the Nuremberg Ring.
Yes.
And
Ring.
It's a cool thing is it's a free track that's like open to anybody. You just go and you pay. Well, it's not free, but like anyone can go. You just like pay like a ticketed price, and then you can use it to race your automobile if you so choose.
It's like 100 miles. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's huge, and basically like, you know, bragging rights for like new hot sports cars always go to like whoever can set the new like record on the Nuremberg Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always been prominently featured in Gran Turismo games, so I'm just assuming it's going to
Yeah.
be in this one.
Yep.
And that's our show.
It's one of the most famous racetracks in the world.
We're
Yeah.
not going to do 20 questions. We're not going to,
No.
I didn't come up with a game for you guys to guess this week. It's going to happen at some point, though, Sean.
I just
We'll
feel like
have
it's
20
all
questions
over
for you
so
at some point.
soon, you know?
I know. We just got here.
I know.
It's so sad. So, before we go...
We learned a lot about Sean, though. We learned that he has horrible taste in things.
Yeah,
Doesn't
Sean
like
doesn't
Oxenfree, doesn't like Horizon.
See, I don't
Good
know.
video games.
Sean and I seem to agree more than I do with some of you
I
guys.
didn't love it. I didn't hate it. On both those games. What the heck?
Can we just talk about one game that I'm very excited for?
Sure, what's
That a
that?
trailer came out this week.
Okay.
About some asshole goose. I really want to play as that asshole goose. That game looks incredible.
They're
Yeah.
sneaking up
I'm
on
the
people
one with
and
the
bite their
horrible taste,
bums.
guys.
What's that?
Yeah.
I get to chase farmers around as a goose?
Yeah.
I've dreamt about this day for years.
Look, now you understand what I have to deal with, Sean.
Now that is a
I
game.
listen.
Yeah. You understand. All right. So before we go, Sean, you have a little show of your own that you should plug. People should go listen
Yes,
to it.
you should, especially, except for Ryan, you like PlayStation. You're not allowed to listen. The Xbox Drive, I'm just kidding. Please listen.
I'm
That
sorry.
was real mean. I immediately take it back. I don't know why I did that. The Xbox Drive, I record it on my way to work in my car. We talk about Xbox for about a half an hour. Sometimes I squeeze in a little bit more time. I have a meeting immediately after, like as soon as I get to work, I've got to go run up and take a conference call. So we're into like maybe 5-6 episodes. It fits into all the other shows that you guys are listening to. It doesn't take up too much more of your time. I'm having an absolute blast playing it. It's on iTunes and all that other stuff, dayspace.com or the xboxdrive.com.
Nice.
So go follow that.
Vroom vroom, as one would say. Also,
Indeed.
you also do We the Gamercast as well. Also, make sure to plug your Patreon. Where can people find you on Patreon?
Well, maybe listen first if you would before you decide if you want to support. But
Well, I know, but
I mean, patreon.com/makeusbetter is around the notion that the supporters will prompt us to make more and bigger and better things. So we recently hit our milestone to have We the Gamercast go video on youtube.com/We the Nerdy. We also hit a milestone for If We Were at Nintendo to go live, so that's great. And more things are happening, and it's so awesome to see
very
us.
exciting.
yeah.
Very awesome.
You guys are doing very well over there. That's why I wanted to make sure to point it out. For
Very,
sure.
very humble of you to suggest that people, listen to the show before, heading over to the
Don't
Patreon.
go. I wouldn't even have brought it up, to be honest. Check out Xbox Drive.
Yeah.
That's like new and exciting, and I'm having a great time doing it.
Cool.
And then We the Gamercast is really the reason I'm here, is because Brock and I met through that show a number of years ago. So
That's true. I only bring it up because I've had people ask me specifically about your Patreon who may have missed you heard talking about it on your shows. So that's why I brought it up.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very
Neat.
interesting.
Neato.
Sean, help you out, buddy.
Thanks.
Brock, where can people find you?
Oh, I wasn't expecting me to go next.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at Brock McLaughlin. You can find me on my website, Brockstar Gaming. And you can find me in the live adaptation of Dragon Ball Z coming to YouTube next week, where I play a totally nude Goku.
Excellent.
Yep. That's called Dragon Balls with an S.
Yeah.
No,
What does that?
yeah.
No, there's just no space. Dragon Balls.
I'm sure no one's ever thought of that before. I think you killed Sean again.
All right.
And Brock, you were also on another YouTube show this week.
I was?
You were on Xbox All for One.
Oh, I was on Xbox
You
All
got
for
a
One.
tattoo.
I barely. Yes, I was. Yes. Okay. I was on 2 episodes of Xbox All for One. One I was getting a tattoo, and the other one I was drinking tequila and talking about Shadow of
War.
Mordor.
Yeah.
Shadow of War.
Yeah.
Shadow War.
Cool.
Yes.
Wardor.
Yes. Shout out to the Xbox
Still think it's
family
a
for
terrible
that.
name.
Yeah. Our friends at
Shadow of
Xbox,
War?
of course. So
Yeah.
check that out on Xbox Canada's
Not a
YouTube
big
page.
fan of it.
Yeah.
No.
Ooh.
Of the name. Of the
The
name.
name. Yeah.
Oh.
The
Yeah,
game
not
we
the game.
haven't
Not the
actually
game. I have yet
played
to
enough
actually
to
have
review it.
enough an opinion.
Pretty
about the
soon
game.
that'll be a new feature on rockstargaming.com where you just evaluate a name of a video
Yeah.
game, and that's the review.
Bad video game titles.
There was one. There was one
It's
a few
called
weeks
Hate the
ago
Name,
I
not the
fucking
game.
hated.
Yeah.
It was like 2 Japanese words stuck together. I can't remember. You were talking
Gun
about
Hazard?
it. Biohazard.
Gun Hazard.
Gun Hazard. That's
Gun
the
Hazard?
one. I don't like
Yeah.
that name.
Front Mission
I
Gun
really
Hazard.
don't-
It's
I
like,
really
what the hell
don't
is
like
that? I'm
that
like, it's a
name.
Japanese only game.
Yeah. Oh no, you mean Left Alive? I think it was called.
No, it was Gun Hazard.
Yeah, Front Mission
Gun
Gun
Hazard?
Hazard was what I was
Left for
talking
Live.
Oh, yeah,
makes-
that's
Left
right.
for Live makes.
That's why we started talking about Gun Hazard.
Yeah.
That's right. Drew, where can people find you?
Well, I, unlike some people on this show, I have very little humility, so you should follow my very excellent Twitter account at @DMcMill.
It's gotten way better.
It's like the Twin Peaks of Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really it is.
It's weird.
There's twists, there's turns, there's laughs, there's cries. You should check it out. Of course, we have a website.
We do.
www.game-moose.com, where there's always stuff coming.
Including lots of stuff coming up in
yeah.
the near future. I can't talk about it yet.
Yeah.
But we got lots of stuff on the website.
We got some stuff on the horizon, absolutely. I can tell you that we will, for example, be reviewing Shadow of War.
We will.
Coming this week.
I don't think we talked about who's doing that, but someone is.
Yeah,
Someone-
we haven't actually assigned the Shadow of War review
Nope.
yet.
You know what? We just assigned it to Brock. He's doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
He's
Sure.
got the name. He's already
Yeah.
evaluated the name. That's it. What else do we
I
do?
couldn't have sex with any of my orc army. 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah. So look forward to that soon.
Yeah, and coming up, we're doing a 24-hour live stream for the sick children.
yes.
Like for real, we're not fucking around. We genuinely are worried about the sick children.
Yeah. So Extra Life is coming up
Extra Life
on the weekend of November 4th.
November 4th.
on-
That's in the weekend.
From noon until noon. So the Saturday, November 4th until noon the next day.
That's
We will be
Sunday, November 5th.
Yes, we will be
That's
broadcasting at game-moose.com/live.
Yep, or mixer.com, and you can look for Game Moose there.
Yeah, just mixer.com/gamemoose.
Yeah, that's also a thing. So yeah, come check us out. Donate money. Watch the show. It helps kids. Then you get to watch us do horrible things to one another and video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically Brock, because we're gonna make him play Bubsy if we raise a certain amount of money.
I gotta play World of Warcraft if we hit a certain threshold.
Just so you know, Drew, I was telling Brock before we started the show, that donation incentive's been met.
Oh fuck! So if you want to see me yell a lot about how much I
Nice.
fucking hate World of Warcraft,
It's happening.
Good news.
Hey, I have to play Altered Beast. That's somehow worse.
yeah,
Okay.
Altered Beast.
I have to play Bubsy.
Yeah.
That is a horrible game.
Now you
So
understand,
how can
Sean.
people donate, Ryan?
Well, pretty soon there's going to be a website on our website,
Yeah.
game-moose.com/extra
Extra
life.
Life. Yeah,
that will
that's
point you
not
to
like
the
that.
donation page, the schedule. We're going to have that all up later this week. So by the time next week's show will be up, there will be a full schedule of what you'll see at what time, as well as how you go about donating. Of course, we're raising money for Sick Kids, is the charity we're raising money for, which specifically helps hospitals here in Ontario, children's hospitals.
Yep.
Which is a really good cause. Again, this is my third year doing Extra Life, and I have a great time doing it every year. And
Yeah.
I love to give back, of course. So yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait to do it.
Small little known fact. I read at the Sick Kids Hospital once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read Paw Patrol books.
Aw.
Yeah.
Aw, look at this guy.
Yeah, with
Do you
the,
really?
Yeah, with the clowns on the TV.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's pretty sweet.
Wow.
I know. See, you learned something. I'm not such a bad guy after all.
Did we say that?
Yes,
Well, okay.
I don't know about this.
that's my Yelp review says I'm a 1-star.
Yeah.
You have a
Jesus.
Yelp. What does my Yelp say?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it possible to be in the negatives?
I feel while they're looking that up, we should probably wrap the show. So you can find me on Twitter at Ryan Turford. That's TURFORD. And again, you can find me over at game-moose.com and other places around the world.
Yeah.
That's all I could really come up with in the 3.5 seconds I had to work with there. I don't really have any plugs other than look for reviews from us soon, because that's pretty much going to be our whole month this month. So for Sean Capri,
4.5 stars.
4.5
I'm
stars.
good.
Good,
Yeah?
good. Oh, you're doing good.
Yeah.
Nice. For Sean Capri and Brock McLaughlin
Yes.
and Drew McMillan, I'm Ryan Turford. This has been episode 97 of the Game Moose podcast, and we're out.